Welcome back students, motion chapter session 4. Okay, so today we are solving some exercise problems. So here we have got the questions. So a ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter if its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square. With what velocity will it strike the ground? After what time it will strike the ground? So this is one question. Okay, so we will solve this. So what is the question first asked? The ball is gently dropped from a height. So the height is given 20 meter. So ball is thrown from a height and height is given 20 meter. Okay. So height is given 20 meter. If its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square, acceleration is given. So acceleration is given, that is 10 meter per second square. And with what velocity will it strike the ground? With what velocity it is going to strike the ground? Okay, from height, the ball is thrown from a height and the height is given 20 meter. With the acceleration is 10 meter per second square. With what velocity it is going to fall on the ground and what the time it has taken to strike the ground. So we are going to calculate v is equals to question mark and t is equals to question mark. So we are going to calculate the final velocity and time taken. So if we are thrown a ball from a height, u is equals to 0. So u is equals to 0. Now what is the question once more? A ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter. So from a height 20 meter a ball is dropped. Okay, and u is 0 because whenever a ball is thrown from a height, the initial velocity of that ball is 0. Okay, so if the velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square, so acceleration is given 10 meter per second square. Okay, find the final velocity and time taken. So now we are going to use the formula s is equals to ut plus half at square to find the time. So I will use this formula s is equals to ut plus half at square. So u initial velocity 0 and time we are going to find out now. Here s is nothing but height. Okay, so s is nothing but height. Okay, so 20 meter. Okay, so 0 into t, time, half as it is. Acceleration is given 10 meter per second square and time is not given, so as it is t square. Okay, so now 1 za 5 za. Okay, so 20 is equals to 0 into t is 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. Okay, so half it. So we have cancelled 1 za and 5 za. So it becomes 5t square. Okay, so it becomes 5t square. 20 is equals to 5t square. Okay, so t square is equals to 20 by 5. 5 1 za, 5 4 za. Okay, so now t is equals to square root of 4 is nothing but 2. So we got the time taken 2 seconds. Okay, so we got the time taken 2 seconds. So we have got the time now. Now we are going to find the final velocity. So we can use v is equals to u plus at also. The formula v is equals to u plus at also we can use this formula. So v is equals to u is 0 there. Okay, v is equals to 0. Acceleration we have got 10 meter per second square. Okay, so acceleration we got 10 and time we have got 2 seconds. Okay. So you can see here 20 meter per second. So we got the final velocity. Okay, we got the time, we got the final velocity also. Okay, so time we got 2 seconds, final velocity we got 20 meter per second. So very simple question it was. A ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter. So from this height we are going to throw a ball. Okay, and initial velocity is 0. Okay, anything ball is thrown from a height, so initial velocity of the ball will be 0. Okay, so height is 20 meter, u is 0, acceleration is 10 meter per second square. V we are going to find out, time we are going to find out. So we are going to use the s is equals to ut plus half at square formula. S is nothing but height. Okay, s is nothing but height. So instead of s I written 20 there. Ut, so u is 0 there. Time as it is time only. T we have written there. Half as it is and into a acceleration 10 and t as it is. So 2 1 za 5 za. 20 is equals to 0 plus 5t square. 20 is equals to 5t square. So t square is equals to 20 by 5. 5 ones are 4s are. T is equals to square root of 4 is 2 seconds, and time is equals to 2 seconds we got. Okay, so now v is equals to u plus at. This is to find the final velocity of the ball, with what velocity it is going to fall on the ground. So v is equals to u plus at. U is nothing but 0, a is nothing but 10, time is nothing but 2. So final velocity is equals to 20 meter per second. So we have found both time and final velocity from this problem. Okay, so this was the seventh problem from the exercise. That is nothing but a ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter. If its velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square, with what velocity it will strike the ground, after what time it will strike the ground. So we have found out both final velocity and time. Okay, so we have found the final velocity and time. So this was the solution for the question 7th. A ball is gently dropped from a height. Okay, so this is the solution for the question. Now we are going to solve the one more question from the exercise. You can see the speed time graph for a car is shown in the figure 8.12. So this is one speed versus time graph. Okay, this is one speed versus time graph. You can see a car is moving from 0, okay, with the time with respect to time taken. Okay, so from 0 at 2 seconds it was moving with 4 meter per second. At 4th second it is moving with 6 meter per second, and then 6th second it is moving with 6 meter per second. You can see the uniform motion continuously. The car is moving with uniform motion. Okay, so this is one graph given, speed versus time graph. Now what the question they have asked, find how far does the car travel in 4 seconds. Okay, share the area on the graph that represents the distance traveled by car during this time. So we can see here up to 4th second. So up to 4th second, the car it was moving with 6 meter per second. So we have to find what distance it has traveled. Okay, what distance it is going to travel at the 4th second. Okay, so now let us assume this curve as a triangle. We will assume this as a triangle. Okay, so we know the formula for the triangle, that is half into base into height. So now we are going to calculate the shaded region. What the question asked there? So shade the area on the graph that represents the distance traveled by the car during this time. So this shaded region is nothing but we are going to find the distance. Okay, this shaded region is nothing but we are going to find the distance from this shaded region. Here we go with the solution. So here you can see what you have given. Find how far does the car travel in the 4th second. So we have got the time 4 seconds. So this is nothing but the base. Okay, and this is nothing but the height we are going to take. Okay, so this is nothing but height and base we are going to take, and 4th second is the base and height is 6 seconds. So we have got the formula. We are just assuming this is one triangle. Okay, so to find the distance. Okay, so this shaded region area distance we are going to find out. So we are using the triangle formula, that is half into base into height. Okay, so now half into base is we are going to take 4 seconds, and height we are going to take 6 meter per second. So 1s are 2s are 12 meter. So we got the distance 12 meter. We got the distance. This is the distance traveled by the car. Okay, so during 4th second, during 4 second. So one more question they have asked, find the uniform motion in the graph. Okay, so after 6 seconds, okay, after 6 seconds it is moving in a straight line, and the straight line parallel to the time x-axis we call uniform motion. So we can write after 6 seconds, after 6 seconds the car is moving, with uniform motion. Okay, so the car is moving with uniform motion. So you can see this, what the question in the B bit they have asked, represent the uniform motion in the graph. So after 6 seconds it is moving in a uniform motion. It is moving with 6 meter per second only continuously. So you can see a line parallel to the time x-axis. it is nothing but the uniform motion of the car, and after after time 6 seconds, the car is moving with uniform motion. So this is about the question number 8 from the exercise. Okay, so we have find out both the distance. We have find the distance. Okay, and we have also find the uniform motion in the graph. Okay, so this is about the 8th question. Once more, have a glance over this question. The speed time graph for a car is shown in the figure 8.12. Okay, so a car is moving from 0. Okay, so here you can see at 4th second it is at 6 meter per second, and then after 6 second it is moving with uniform motion. So what is the question asked? Find how far does the car travel in 4th second. So how far the car travels in 4th second, we have shaded the region, and we are going to find the distance in this question. So I am going to use the formula half into base into height. Okay, so distance is equals to half into base into height. So this is nothing but distance we are going to find out. We have assumed this as a triangle, so half into base into height. Here base we have taken 4 seconds, height we have taken 6 meter per second. Okay, so 1s are 2s are 2 into 6 is nothing but 12 meter. We got the distance. B bit question is after time 6 seconds. After time 6 seconds, you can see there is a uniform motion. Okay, there is a uniform motion in the question in the graph. Okay, uniform motion of the car in the graph. So we can write after time 6 seconds the car is moving with uniform motion, because this line is parallel to the time x-axis, and you can see a car is moving with a perfect 6 meter per second. It is not either increasing or decreasing its speed. It is moving with 6 meter per second. So we are going to write after time 6 seconds the car is going to move in a uniform motion. Okay, so this was about the 8th question from the exercise we have solved. So this is about the 7th and 8th question from the exercise. You have got it. So here another question from the exercise. State which of the following situations are possible and give an example for each of this. Okay, so which is possible, and we have to give one example for this. So constant acceleration but with zero velocity. So question, constant acceleration but with zero velocity. So whenever you throw a ball in a vertical upward direction, it is moving with constant acceleration, but at going some height it is going to stop. So here we see whenever we throw a stone upside, or a ball thrown up vertically upward direction, here after going some height it is going to stop. Okay, and then v is equals to 0. So we got zero velocity there, and it is moving with a constant acceleration. Okay, so this is one best example for the question A, constant acceleration but with zero velocity. So you can write this answer in this way. So a ball is thrown vertically upward. A ball is thrown vertically upward is an example for constant acceleration but zero velocity. Is an example for constant acceleration but zero velocity. Here you can see ball is thrown vertically upward direction. It is moving with constant acceleration. Okay, so it is moving with constant acceleration. After going some height, it is going to stop. So where v is equals to 0. Okay, so height you can see here a ball is thrown vertically upward. A constant acceleration is seen there, and after going some height, it is going to stop. So we got zero velocity there. Okay, so this is the best example for the question A. Okay, and question B, an object is moving in a certain direction with an acceleration in perpendicular direction. So an object moving in a certain direction with an acceleration in perpendicular direction. So we have to give one example for this question, and whether it is possible or not we have to write. So here first question was possible. Okay, and we have also given the example. Yes, B question, it is also possible. For example, whenever a satellite is moving around the earth, okay, it is moving in a circular path, okay. So it is moving in a circular path, okay. So now whenever any satellite or any satellite is moving around the earth, okay, so you can see its direction, it is always vertically, okay, it is always in a vertical direction. So this can be the example for an object moving in a certain direction with the acceleration in perpendicular direction. So you can see the perpendicular direction here, okay. So it will be moving around, revolving around the earth, okay. So this is the best example for the question B, okay. We can write example, and satellite revolving around the earth. With certain direction and acceleration in perpendicular direction. Okay, so this is also one best example for question B, and it is also possible. We can write here, it is also possible. Okay, so we came across the question. State which of the following situations are possible and give an example for each of these. Constant acceleration but with zero velocity. We have written it whenever we throw a ball in a vertical upward direction. Okay, so after going some height it is going to stop. So we say zero velocity there, and with constant acceleration it is moving. So we have given the example for question A. Now question B, we have given this example. Any satellite revolving around the earth. Okay, so here you can see the perpendicular direction. So this can be the best example for the question B. It is also possible. Now one more question from the exercise. There an artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit of the radius 42,250 kilometer. Okay, and calculates its speed if it takes 24 hours to revolve around the earth. Okay, so it is taking 24 hours to revolve around the earth. So we are going to calculate the velocity of the satellite. Okay, we are going to calculate the velocity of the satellite by using v is equals to 2 pi r by t formula. Okay, let's go with this solution. So here you see an artificial satellite is moving within a circular orbit of radius 42,250 kilometer. So r is equals to 42,250 kilometer. If I want to convert in kilometer into meter, so I will multiply by 1000. So 42,250 into 1000. Okay. So we got in meter. Okay, we got in meter. Kilometer we got converted into meter, and time is equals to 24 hours. 24 hours. So if you convert in seconds, I repeat, if you convert in seconds, so 24 into 60 into 60, we are going to get 86,400 seconds. Okay, so we first converted the kilometer into meter and then hours into seconds. I repeat, hours into seconds. So this is about the radius we have converted in meters and time we have converted in seconds. Now we know the formula. Whenever a body is moving in a circular, uniform circular motion, we have got the formula v is equals to 2 pi r by t. So v is equals to 2 pi r by t. We know the pi value 22 by 7, that is nothing but 3.14. Okay, so I am going to substitute here 3.14 into what is the radius in meters. So we are going to write here radius in meter 42,250 into 1000 meters. Time taken is 86,400 seconds. So you can see we can cancel 2 zeros here. Now we'll continue here. So 2 into 3.14 42,250. When you cancel 2 0, we have what here? 10. Okay, so into 10. And by divided by 864 seconds, because 2 zeros we have cancelled. Okay, so we have to multiply this and we'll get 26,53,300 divided by 864, and the final answer will get 3070 meter per second, that is nothing but 3070 meter per second. So this is the velocity of the satellite moving around the earth. Okay, so once more we will have a glance over this question. An artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit of the radius 42,250 km. Calculate its speed if it's take 24 hours to revolve around the earth. Okay, so we have got the radius, we have got the time. Okay, so r is equals to radius is equals to 42,250 km into 1000 we have done to get in meter. Okay, to get in meter. Then time is equals to 24 hours. We have converted in seconds. So v is equals to 2 pi r by t. This is the velocity for to calculate the body which is moving in a uniform circular motion. We have to use this formula. V is equals to 2 pi r by t, and pi value is 3.14. Radius we have written radius value. Okay, 42,250 into 1000, and time we have converted into 86,400 seconds. So you can see there we have cancelled 2 zeros there, and then the next step 2 into 3.14 into 42,250 into 10 divided by 864. When you multiply this, you are going to get 26,53,300 divided by 864. When you divide this, the final answer you are going to get 3070 meter per second. This is the final we say velocity. With the velocity, the artificial satellite is moving around the earth. So these are the solutions for the question 10. An artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit of radius 42,250 km. Calculates its speed if it takes 24 hours to revolve around the earth. So these are the steps. With these steps we have solved, and we have got the velocity of the satellite, that is v is equals to 3070 meter per second. Okay, here we got the question one more question from the exercise. Okay, a driver of a car traveling at 52 km per hour apply brakes and accelerate uniformly in opposite direction. Okay, the car stops in 5 seconds. The car stops in 5 seconds. Another driver going with 3 km per hour in another car applies brake and stops in 10 seconds. Okay, so 10 seconds. On the same graph paper, plot the speed versus time graph of the two cars. Which of the two cars have traveled further after the brakes were applied? So very good question it is. Now we'll have a glance over this. So you can see two cars are there, okay, and the two drivers are there. So we'll represent car A and car B. We'll represent car A and car B. So car A is moving with 52 km per hour. 52 km per hour, and time taken. Okay, so the car stops in 5 seconds. So time is 5 seconds. Car B, it is moving with 3 km per hour. So 3 km per hour, and time taken is 10 seconds. Okay, time taken is 10 seconds. So car A and car B. So what they have asked here, plot the speed versus time graph for the two cars. So we know that speed versus time graph. So this is nothing but the speed and time. Okay, so now speed will consider here 3 km per hour, 6 km per hour, 9 km per hour, and this goes on 52 km per hour. Okay, and time taken So time taken, you see, we can write here 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, 15 seconds. So we are going to plot the graph. Okay, now you can see 52 kilometer and time 5 seconds. So this is one triangle, this is one triangle, just roughly we are drawing, and this is one triangle, and from 3 kilometer per hour and time is 10 seconds. So this is one triangle we can assume. So this is about the graph we have plotted for car moving with 52 km per hour and time taken is 5 seconds, car B 3 km per hour and time is 10 seconds. Let's give this name O A and this as B, and O C and D. Okay, so we have given the names, we have given the labeling for here. Okay, so O A B is one triangle, O C D is one triangle. Okay, so now we are going to find the distance traveled by car A and car B. Okay, so first car A, we know that triangle formula half into base into height. So base we are going to take 5 and height, that is nothing but 52 km per hour. 52 km per hour, if you want to write in meter per second, kilometer per hour into meter per second, I am going to write in this way. Okay. So when you divide this 14.4, okay, and when we final answer will get, that is 36.1 meter will get. Okay, so this is the distance traveled by car. This is the distance traveled by car. What I have done, distance is equals to half into base into height. So half as it is, base I have taken 5 seconds, okay, and height I have taken the speed, that is 52 km per hour. So 52 into 5 by 18. I have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. So 14.4 I got. Then we have multiplied and divided by 2. Finally we are going to get 36.1 meter. And this is for the car A. Now we have to calculate for car B. So now for car B, so base is 10 seconds, height is 3 km per hour. So 3 km per hour I want to convert in meter per second. 3 into 5 by 18, 1 za 6 za. So 1 by 2 into 10 into 5 by 6, 1 za 5 za. So 25 by 6 is nothing but 4.1 meter. We got the approximate answer or right answer for the car B. So you can see here, car A we got 36.1 meter and car B we got 4.1 meter. So which has moved the farther distance or very long distance, that is nothing but 36.1 meter car A has moved. So and car B has moved 4.1 meter. So by plotting a rough graph, okay, so we got the distance also for car A and car B. Okay, so we can say lastly the car traveled farther after brakes were applied. The which of the two car has traveled means you have to tell, you have to write car A has traveled 36.1 meter. It is moving long distance than car B when brakes were applied. Okay, so this is also one of the question from the exercise. Okay, so very simple question. A driver of a car traveling at 52 km per hour applies brakes and accelerates uniformly in opposite direction. The car stops in 5 seconds. Another driver going 3 km per hour in another car applies brakes and stops in 10 seconds. On the same graph paper, plot the speed versus time graph. So we have plotted the speed versus time graph, okay? And then which of the two cars has traveled farther than long distance, okay? So we have plotted the graph here, okay? So this is nothing but OAB. It is one triangle for car A. So car A 52 km per hour, time taken is 5 seconds to stop, and car B 3 km per hour, time taken is 10 seconds to stop. Okay, so what we have done, we have assumed one triangle OAB, okay, and we have got the answer 36.1 meter. Half into base into height formula we have used, and 36.1 meter we got it. And one more triangle OCD, okay, we are going to use OCD in the car B, okay, distance is equal to half into base into height. So half into base is 10 seconds, height is 3 km per hour. We have converted into meter per second, and half into 10 into 5 by 6, that is nothing but 25 by 6 is 4.1 meter. So car A 36.1 meter distance it has traveled, car B it has traveled 4.1 meter. So this is the greatest path it has traveled after applying brake. Okay, so we can write car A has moved more than the car B when the brakes were applied. Okay, so very simple question, we have got the answer here. So this is also one of the question from the exercise. Thank you.